All right, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back another video, another lesson. There's going to be a response to an article from the People's Voice, right? Well, the title of this lesson is called He is a Proud Man. And it comes from this article from the People's Voice. It says, President Trump declares war on Colombia. Let's install our own president, right? And it just, when I read it, it screamed Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says he is a proud man. They covet fields that go throughout, the world and destroyed, nations. Of course, they destroyed us, the Hebrew Israelites, but they also destroyed the other nations as well. They take over fields, take over governments. They do certain things. As the elder of the camp always brings out here in GMS Baltimore, he says, ever since America's been established, they've been in war. It was what, a couple years of peace, but ever since since America been so-called end quote founded, by these devils, they've been at war. And they're still at war. They're in wars. But let's read this. It says, President Trump has announced plans to liberate the people of Colombia through military intervention following his successful military operation in Venezuela. According to Trump, the U.S. must install, end quote, our own president in Colombia in order to ensure that the drug cartels in the country are destroyed for good. And really, we know what they want. They want the oil. You see it in the articles. This is what they did in Iraq or Iraq in I believe it was 2003. It says Trump's latest broadside came during a fiery interview where he lambasted Colombia's sick president Gustavo Petro for overseeing, end quote, cocaine mills and factories churning out poison destined for American streets. He's, end quote, he has cocaine mills, he has factories where he makes cocaine and they're sending it into the United States. Trump declared, adding a pointed caution, he does have to watch his ass. Trump has previously had his run-ins with Petro over Colombia's opposition to the U.S. strikes on narco vessels. Hardly surprising given the country is the world's largest exporter of cocaine. Petro has also accused Trump of treating Colombian migrants as criminals and previously announced that he was refusing entry of American planes carrying Colombian migrants, only to completely capitulate, I hope I said that right, and back down within minutes of Trump threatening massive sanctions and tariffs. Petro agreed to all Trump's terms on taking back illegals. You can read, so lengthy, but you can read the rest on your own, But this man he's a proud man. Set up our own president. He wants to take over Colombia, basically. Let's get that in Habakkuk 2 and 5 real fast. Let's go to that. Because they had only done it, and we know Colombians, I believe that's Cuba, the so-called Cuba. Colombians is Cuban, I believe, but that's let me see. So I will get that later. But this is Habakkuk 2 and 5. I says, I'm gonna start at 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Look at this word proud. Proud, Salaki. Yeah, the word proud is proud, arrogant, haughty, Okay. Hence, arrogant, haughty, proud. So he is a proud man. He is a haughty. He's an arrogant, right? See the root word is hard, hill, mountain, hill, country, mountain, right? But he's a proud man. He's an arrogant man. Neither keepeth at home. He can't stay where he belongs. He has to go throughout the world, right? Who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. He's not satisfied, right? But gather unto him all nations. That ties in with that NWO, the one world government. And heapeth unto him all people. You see? So this man wants to go throughout the whole world and gather all nations unto himself, because he wants to be the top ruler. He wants to be the top guy. He wants to be God on earth. You know? Let's get that Micah 2:1. This is Micah. Let me see. Yeah, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. You see? So they covet fields, they covet houses, they take things by violence. You know, aren't they taking things away by violence? They're bombing these different countries, right? Let's get that in Revelation. Revelation 13. Where it's at? Yeah, Revelation 13:13, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. How does he do that? That's speaking of those missiles, man. You know, the Lord put the spirit on Esau to make the atomic bomb, and they've done that, and ever since then they just been bombing these different countries. You know, a few was over in Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, of course Iraq. You know, they bomb all these different. They've been using their sword. You know, let's also get Isaiah. It's Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at. I'm gonna just go straight to the point. 13. It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." You see? That's his goal. That's what he wants. Because he's a proud man. He's arrogant. He wants to be like the Most High. Because you know the Lord, he controls everything. He controls everything in our life. Right? Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell in the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? See, the kingdoms are shook by this man, you know. But now the nations, now let's get this in Joel. Now they're strong, right? This is Joel 3. Let me see. Yeah, Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, right? The actual heathen. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Now the weaker nations who were once, you know, who couldn't stand up to this man, they have their own military. They have their own, you know, missiles and nuclear bombs and stuff like that. They're even teaming up with other countries, you know, Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, you know, they're all China. They're all coming together to come up against, you know, this devil. You see, because he does things like this. Let's install our own president. You see? Let's get this last one. 2 Thessalonians. We all know this. 2:8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, from whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So they have power on the left-hand side, of course, through the Lord, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. So this man has power on the left-hand side through the working of Satan. You see? That's why he goes throughout the earth and destroy countries and destroy cultures and peoples and things like that. You know, takes over governments, set up, you know, a puppet leader to do their bidding. And Trump is a puppet himself. He's doing the bidding of the elites, which they're puppets too, because they're doing the bidding of Satan, which he's been sent by the Lord. So they're all in the trick bag. You see? But soon this is all gonna come crumbling down, because when the Lord Yahushua returns, he's gonna come destroy this society and set up a righteous government, which is gonna start with him, then the 12, Salakia, him, then King David, then the 12, the apostles, then 144,000. Then you have the 1/3. That's gonna be the righteous government that's gonna be set up in the kingdom of heaven, and Lord willing, we be a part of that. You know, but Lord willing, this was edifying for you brothers and sisters out there. You know, this is just another of Esau's, you know, just showing his arrogance, his proudness. You know, so we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and citation to those who elect. Lord's are you edified, and Lord willing, be back with another one. Till I'm gonna say, Shalom.